the month of February is usually considered to be a month of winters, but this time an unusual trend has been seen, and we can see that the temperature in February is touching 30 degrees Celsius or even more than 30 degrees Celsius in many parts of India. So why is it so that a winter month this time is considered to be a summer month? So hello and welcome to the Infocus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing that why is February unusually hot this year, that is the year of 2023. We can see that the month of February is unusually hot because usually the month of February is not considered to be a summer season. It is usually considered to be the ending of winters. But this time we can see that the temperature in the month of February is touching even more than 35 degrees Celsius. So let us first look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news. Then what is heat wave? What is the criteria for heat wave by the IMD? Then what are the factors behind the unusual heat wave in India and the impacts of heat waves in India and the long-term strategy that India might require. In the end, a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1, which is geography. So this topic majorly belongs to geography, and you should be able to know the current scenario. Then what are the criteria for calling a wave as heat wave, and what is its impact on heat waves in India, and specifically from mains perspective this topic is very important. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from the Indian Express, and it says unusual February heat and the normal abnormal in global weather. So the important word here is unusual. So unusual means something which is away from usual. So usually the things which used to happen, something that has broken that chain, and something extraordinary or something unusual, it means away from the usual line, something has happened. So this year what has happened, let's just see. Okay, so till February, which is technically a winter month, the temperature in some parts of the country are touching 40 degrees Celsius also, and this is majority in the North India or the Northwest India. Now there is a possibility of an intensely hot summer and extended heat waves. So this is a concern among the environmentalists that if February is considered to be so hot, then what will happen in the month which is usually considered to be a summer month, like for example the month of May, June. So what will happen in those months? So this time what the environmentalists or the geographists around the world or in India, they are thinking that the concern might be that this time we might see a heat wave coming very early, and this might be a very intense hot summer this year. Now the maximum temperature in February is expected to be around 25 to 28 degrees Celsius, which is based on the record from 1981 to 2010. It means in last 30 years, if we will see the normal temperature of February, then that has been around 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. And the minimum temperature that goes in the month of February is around 15 degrees Celsius. So what has happened is the maximum temperature have been 5 to 11 degrees Celsius higher than normal in most part of northern and western India. So in the year 2023, if we will see that in the last 30 years, what has been the usual temperature of February is around 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. But this time we can see that a rise of around 5 to 7 degrees Celsius can be seen, as the temperature has reached more than 35 degrees Celsius and has even touched the 40 degrees Celsius mark. And especially in the northern states of Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra, which is considerably more hot as compared to usual trend of February. And the biggest deviation can be seen in the states which are usually considered to be little cold as compared to others, and that is the state of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. So there is 10-11 degrees Celsius warmer, and which is such abnormally high temperature that is called heat wave. So now see, if for example, if I tell you that usually if a month is considered to be between the temperature 25 to 28, but in that month you will be experiencing a temperature of more than 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. So imagine the months which is considered to be summer months and which are known for very high temperature range. But what will happen to those months? So there is a concern and a possibility that the heat wave, the situation of abnormally or unusually very high temperature, that is called the heat wave, this might come very early in the year 2023. So now let us understand that what is a heat wave. So heat wave is usually a period of abnormally high temperature, and it is common phenomena during the month of May and June. But seeing the prior condition or seeing the condition of this year in February, it might be possible that the heat wave might arrive early this year. And according to the IMD, which is Indian Meteorological Department, the number of heat wave days in India has increased from 413 over 1981-1992, 600 over 2011 and 2022. So if we will see that over a period of time, the number of heat wave days is increasing. It means we can conclude from this data that the summer season is actually getting stretched or extended. And the situation which has occurred in February this year, that is 2023, it might be possible that this data of the number of heat wave days increasing might even extend further. Then there is a sharp rise in the number of heat wave days has resulted due to increasing impact of climate change. As I've always said, that climate change is considered to be the need of the hour or the talk of the hour, and this is something that every single phenomena or the natural phenomena which is happening at the present moment all around the world is somewhere considered because of the climate change. So climate change is considered to be a major reason for all the natural disasters and the unusual weather phenomena that we are seeing in nowadays is because of climate change. Now let us see that what is the criteria for heat wave in our country, which is given by the IMD, which is the Indian Meteorological Department. So according to the IMD, the maximum temperature of a station reaches at least 40 degrees Celsius for plains, at least 30 degrees Celsius for hilly regions, and 37 degrees Celsius for coastal areas. Then they have to come into this category of temperature or the range of temperature, then only they will come in the category of heat wave. So you have to remember that for plains the range is 40 degrees Celsius, for hilly regions the range is 30 degrees Celsius because hilly regions are usually colder than the plains, and the coastal areas is 37 degrees Celsius. So this becomes an important point for you to know, that because this is also important from both prelims and mains perspective. So you should be able to know that plains is 40 degrees Celsius, hilly regions is 30 degrees Celsius, while coastal regions is 37 degrees Celsius. Now what becomes a heat wave or a severe heat wave? So departure from normal temperature is by 4.5 to 6.4 degrees Celsius. Then if 40 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Celsius and 37 degrees Celsius, if the departure is more than 4.5 to 6.4 degrees Celsius, then this comes in the category of heat wave. And severe heat wave, after the heat wave there comes a condition called severe heat waves. So if the temperature gets excessively high, then the situation of severe heat waves arises. So severe heat wave is when the departure from the normal is more than 6.4 degree Celsius. So this will the severe heat wave will usually happen. For example, if the plains temperature is considered to be 40 degrees Celsius, then if the temperature will rise more than 46 degrees Celsius, then this will come under the category of severe heat wave. And if the locality records over 45 degrees and 47 degrees on any given day, then the Indian Meteorological Department declares heat wave and severe heat wave. So this criteria point needs to be very important in your head, and especially the first point, that what is the actually temperature limit for every region, because it is different for different region, different for plains, hilly regions or coastal regions. Now let's talk about what are the factors behind the unusual heat wave in the month of February in the year 2023. First and foremost is the climate change, because climate change is responsible for increasing the temperature of the earth, and this is happening at a very fast pace. So climate change is also leads to global warming, and the depletion of ozone layer also adds to climate change. So these are the phenomena that we need to actually take care of, because if not taken care of, this will even further increase the temperature of the earth. Then the absence of western disturbance activity. So this is also an important point, because the western disturbance activities actually brings with themselves the rainfall. And if the, and when the western disturbance activity is absent, it means that the rainfall is not happening. And this is exactly what we are seeing in the month of February, that till now majority of the places in India or all over India, it is more than 60% of the place have not received rainfall in the month of February. Then plains have been relatively dry because of the reason that rainfall is not happening. Then the plains are relatively dry, and dry season leads to high temperatures. And in the coming months, in the summer season, the North India is also, they also receive a uh, summer or hot wave in the form of Lu. So the northern states of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, they receive this summer heat wave called Lu, which is very deadly in nature. Then anticyclonic formation over South Gujarat. And this anticyclonic formation which is happening at present over the region of southern Gujarat is also responsible for the dry spell in the plains, because this anticyclonic formation is responsible for the clear skies and the stable environment, which is not leading to the formation of rainfall in those regions. And this anticyclonic formation activities is also getting further extended to the northern region of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. So the anticyclonic formation is also leading to the situation of unusual hotness in the month of February. Then Maharashtra and Goa are weaker than usual sea breeze. So if the sea breeze will not happen and a sea breeze is weak, this will lead to what? This will lead to weaker sea breeze will lead to low rainfall, and if rainfall will not happen, it means the wet season will not come, and if the wet season will not come, this will lead to the dry spell, and dry spell will lead to high temperature, and high temperature will lead to early summers, and early summers will lead to warm conditions. So all these things forms a cycle that one leads to another. Then weakening La Nina. So the La Nina is responsible for getting rainfall in India. So the important point that we need to know from the perspective of La Nina is responsible for heavy rainfall in India, while El Nino is responsible for droughts in India. So when the La Nina will be weak, so what will happen? The less rainfall will take place, and if less rainfall will take place, then summer season will be extended. So these are few of the factors which are responsible for that why the unusual heat or why the month of February is so unusually hot. Now let's talk about the impacts of heat waves in India, that if the heat wave occurs or keeps on happening, that what is the impact on the people of India. First and foremost is the economic activity. So if the summer season will be extended, this will lead to a loss of economic activity for the majority of the people, and foremost among them are the small and marginal agriculturalists or farmers and the daily wage earners, because an extreme weather event or an extreme temperature will reduce their productivity and will stop them from working to their best during the summer season, because it becomes physically very exhausting and dehydrating on a person's part. Then impact on agriculture sector. If the temperature would be extreme high, then the crop yield suffer a lot of losses, and many a times we would see that if the rainfall would not come, then all the agriculturalists or the farmers who are dependent on complete rainfall suffers huge losses. Then livestock is also vulnerable, because many a times we will see that the cows and the milches are not able to perform to their extreme productivity levels because of the extreme weather events. And according to the Cornell University estimate, they have said that by 2100 milk yield in India could drop by 25% in arid and semi-arid dairy farming due to increased heat stress. Because to reduce the heat stress on the livestock, a person have to take a lot many measures. Now, impact on electricity usage. During the summer season, the impact on the electricity usage increases and the burden of electricity becomes all the more high, because the usage is increased, because the people try to remain inside in their homes during the afternoon period, and the electricity consumption increases because of the more usage of AC or air conditioner, or the usage of fridge or cars. The usage increases a lot. Then in North India, average daily peak demand in April was 13% higher than 2021 and 30% higher in May. And then comes the point of human mortality, or because of the extreme heat waves which goes on especially in the North India, the death rate also increases, because many a times the people who cannot afford the other luxuries as compared to other people, they are not able to afford, so they are not also able to take the extreme weather conditions, and they become very prone to it, and because of which they suffer dehydration or respiratory problems or nausea, and which many a times also leads to death. Then comes the problem of drought. If the rainfall would not happen on regular basis and the extreme weather event or heat wave will continue, then the problem of drought will arise in most of the part of our country, and especially in the western section of our country. Now let's talk about the long-term strategies. What are the long-term strategies that as a nation India can look for? First and foremost is the heat wave action plan. Then the effective disaster adaptation strategies and more robust disaster management policies are required in these cases. Then public awareness and early warning system. Public awareness means that if people know that the heat wave is going on or the temperature is very high, so people on their own part can take enough measures, as we say that prevention is better than cure, so they can actually hydrate themselves, or they do not go out in the afternoon and wait for actually the right time to go out, and do not expose themselves to the extreme high temperature which is happening outside. Then implementing climate action plans. This becomes important on the national front and on the part of a nation or the state. Then recognition of heat wave as a natural disaster. Giving the tag of heat wave as a disaster would really help the states and the center to actually deal with this problem, because then a particular guidelines would be set for this. Then sustainable cooling. And sustainable cooling, the steps that people need to take can be afforestation or shelter homes, and then giving proper drinking water. People can get proper drinking water at regular interval of time, or many places after few of the kilometers water kiosk can be set up, so that people who are working outside can have the accessibility of drinking water, so that they can keep themselves hydrated all the time. Now in the end, it's time for the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And it says the Indian Meteorological Department, which is IMD, comes under which ministry? So first, the Ministry of Science and Technology, second, the Ministry of Home, third is Ministry of Earth Science, or D, none of the above. So you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.